Hello everybody and welcome back. Okay, um, the last video we created or imported a survey file into our project. In this lesson we're actually going to start building something in 3 dimensions. Okay, and that is going to be something called a toposolid. Okay, and the way to think of a toposolid is the land that you're going to build from or build onto. Okay, so in a real project, this would be the site. Okay, this would be the block or the site or the land that the builder, will physically construct something from. Okay, um, so this lesson is going to show you how to create a very simple toposolid. Okay, it's going to form the base to construct our project. Um, and just a little extra note here, from this video onwards, I'm switching from Revit 2024 to Revit 2025 because it's the current version. But this does not affect the learning outcomes or results of this video. Okay, the results are going to be exactly the same. Okay, so you can use either version. In fact, you can use older version. No, you can't use older versions for Toposolids. It was only introduced in Revit 2024. As per usual, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Help me grow the channel so I can help everybody else. Okay, let's go to where we were before, which is the ground floor. Okay, so in the previous project, we imported um, a DWG file. If I click on it, it comes up as a single file. Okay, so that's established. Right, now to create a Toposolid, okay, the first thing you do is in your ribbon, you go to Massing and Site. So if you click on that. Now if you're using Revit LT, because that is another option, this tab will be just called Site, okay, because the massing tools aren't available in the light version of Revit. Okay. Now massing and Site, on the left hand side we have the massing tools. We're not using those. On the right hand side we have the Site tools. Okay, it's the Site tools that we're interested in today. Okay, and we're just going to dive straight into it. So here we have Toposolid. This is the command that we want to use. Okay, so on the Toposolid you'll see a little hover over that, you'll see a little drop down arrow, and you'll get a little feed hint there as to what it's going to do. So let's just click on that little drop down arrow, and you'll see here that we're given two options: create from a sketch or create from an import. Now, oddly enough, we're going to be creating from sketch because we have our outline already done for us. Okay, so we've done the importing already. Okay, so we're going to click on create from sketch. Okay, now a little bit of extra information in this video. On the left hand side of the default Revit screen, because we've started a new command, we are now given the properties of the element that we are using. So in this case we are creating a Toposolid. So Revit has given us the Toposolid generic 1000 millimeters. Okay, we're going to go into that a lot more depth in other videos, but if you can see this, you are fine. Okay, in fact it won't matter what Toposolid you see or use as long as there is something to use. Okay, so we're just going to leave everything as it is. Okay, you'll see here that the level is at ground floor. That's exactly what we want, and we want the height offset from, and if I stretch that out a little bit, from level, we want that to be 0 as well. We're not changing anything. This is straight out of the box. In the ribbon, okay, because we're in what we call sketch mode, okay, this little turquoise or green tab popped up, okay, and it's now giving us some drawing options, okay. And what we're going to do is, because we have a perfect rectangle, we're just going to use the rectangle tool, okay, and it's going to be 2 clicks of the left mouse button. So I'm going to click on that, click on rectangle. When I move my cursor into the screen, you'll see that the cursor's changed from a pointer to a crosshairs, and you'll see the little rectangle tool next to it. So that's telling us that we've selected the right command. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to select from the top left hand corner, and I'm going to drag all the way to the bottom right corner. Okay. So when I hover over the top top left corner, okay, you'll see a little square marker appear. That is called a snap, okay, and what that is doing is that is snapping to, in this case, square means an end point. So it's found the end point of a line, which is what we want, okay. So if I've got a snap, I'm going to be happy. So I'm going to go left click, and I'm going to drag my cursor to the bottom right hand corner until I see another snap. Okay, so I see that little square again. That is my endpoint snap, and the point that it is snapping is that blue line that you can see here. This one here, okay, that's a line, and it has found the endpoint. Now all I need to do now is go left click to complete the sketch. Okay, I'm going to hit the escape button so we can see this a bit clearer. And you'll see there that I've got this magenta line, okay, covering the original sketch. That is exactly what I want. To finish the sketch, to convert this from a two-dimensional sketch to a 3D object, which has 1000 millimeters of depth, I'm going to click the green tick button, and you do this for every sketch. So I'm going to click that now. We get a nice blue image. That's to indicate that we now have a solid element. So I'm going to left click out of that. Now on the surface of it, it doesn't look like much has changed. But if I go to, say, in my browser, so this is the browser, this is where we look at all of our different images. If I say go to my south elevation, which is going to be looking up from this direction, so I'm going to double click on the south elevation. So double left mouse click, 1, 2. Okay, we're going to talk about elevations, what we see in elevations more later on, but we can see here ground floor. Okay, so that's the level that we drew from, and that matches this one here. And we can see here, if I click on this, we can see the Toposolid. Okay, now if you can see that, and you're welcome to look at other elevations, if you can see this in all of your elevation views, then you know you've done the job correctly. It's as simple as that. Okay, so now we have built a Toposolid. In the next video, we're going to probably look at this in a little bit more depth, but that's really all we need to do now. What we are now ready to do is to start building. Okay, we'll do that in the next video, and until then, we'll see you later.